niko na wewe singori kupigwa mawe si easy to remain holy nimekukosea God I'm so sorry bora niko na wewe singori kupigwa mawe you see God now I'm falling najipa kwako Mola control me kuna vile bado mimi napambana nahisi kukaa kwa imani mimi nang'ang'ana si rahisi mifisi hata kama unanipenda leo kuliko jana kuna vile bado roho inabishana guess ni kawaida ya ujana but at least tunakubaliana
Kikombe changu kinazidi kujaa si nguvu zangu sijioni mister kwa moyo nimesesa lawama I have seen you wonders inside I'll never doubt your power to provide be my protector be my guide just take it kusama usininyime vitu napenda ushitangulia popote naenda nasema kusema nashinda kutenda nitende wema vile kupenda
kila siku uliyotenda unayotenda utakayotenda ni wewe fame kwa maisha yangu wewe receive all the praise wewe ni mwenye wewe waweza joy furahisha strength waweza nani kama wewe waweza joy furahisha strength
vipi wazito my name is Solomon Gadhai Dhuo nafanya pale Fair Price wa Kimbo na mimi usikiza sana The Spice Show with Uncle Mike the Baker.
All right, we are back live. Thank you very much for tuning in and thank you for staying with us right here. We had kidogo hika papa na pale. Hizi mashini na kila kitu ambayo inaoperate hizi mashini imetengenezwa na mikono ya mwanadamu. Na mikono ya mwanadamu iko na mianya. Kwa hivyo ikiwa na mianya iko na hitilafu, itakuwa na kasoro hapa na pale. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Spice Show. And we continue on from where we left off, and I'm excited because of this conversation we are having, and I just received a call from many people. Unajua ikikatika ndio unaambiango wewe ni nini bana wewe. So as I was going out there, someone called me, and he was actually watching akiwa kitandani karaoke wa Degwa. Asante sana. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying here. It's glad to learn to know that you're actually learning something from this conversation that we're having. And this being part 2 of what we've been talking about today, we are talking about nutrition. And as you can see from our headline, 80% of who you are is what you eat. And that is just what it is. Your percentage ingine is now what you do with your life, what you do physically. That is now addition to who you are. So what you eat is very, very important. And in this season we are in, it's a time of anxiety. So much is going on. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. We've lost so many people we know due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, according to actually the statistics globally, Africa has come out to surprise the world, because the mortality rate in Africa is very low compared to the rest of the world. And so many people have been asking, kwani what is happening in Africa? Kwa nini huko watu hawakufi? They actually even prophesied they did what, they saw bodies, nini, and shock on the world. And I believe strongly the reason we are still here is because we eat right. Otherwise, si kitu ingetufagia na dunia ingine. As in, honestly, what do you think? And so, if you're just joining me for this part 2, today I'm having in the studio a very good friend, a very good a lady that I met. Today is the first time we are having this conversation. We've been talking on phone, and I must say she's so easy to talk to. And that's why I'm so excited to be with her right here, even as we continue on with this conversation, as we talk about nutrition. Joy, karibu sana. Nimesema hiyo ingine nimesema vibaya. I'm going to stick to that one. And yes, hiyo kitu imekuja tu kwa akili saizi tukiongea. What do you think about that, by the way? Africa being a surprise to the world. Is it because of what we eat ama ni maisha? Ama sisi tu tuko tu ngumu hivyo?
I also strongly believe that our lifestyle as Africans has contributed to we coming out at the top and being better worldwide dealing with the pandemic. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we are doing a good thing. I think we should just tell people, keep doing what you've been doing.
Yes.
All right.
Or what your parents taught you to do.
And the reason I think it's important for us to have this conversation is because tuko na katabia kabaya sana. When you're okay, uko normal, uko healthy, unasikia hakuna kiungo inakuuma, you eat anything. Wakati sasa mwili imeanza kukupatia matokeo ya mtihani ya kile umekuwa ukikula, and now you are at the hospital and umekaa pale, daktari sasa ndio wewe na daktari mko hivi sasa. At that point you start eating right. And I feel for me that is wrong. I've seen it with my parents. God bless the dead. I've seen it with their lives. Wakati, of course, for them walikula vizuri. Sasa by the time inafika pale mwisho ndio started looking for the fruits. Nahitaji zile fruits zinakuwa za damu. Enda uniletee sijui watermelon. Inafaa kukula sahi. And it becomes bad because we now go to the right habits when it's too late. And I think it's key for us to have this conversation about nutrition right now when we are healthy so that we can stay healthy. What do you think? Ama, what would you tell someone kuhusu hizo two habits tunakuwa nazo, our typical habits of going to the starting to eat right when it's too late?
I believe for each and every person, what they need to know right now where they are is that they need to be very intentional about their food choices. You need to be very intentional. You need to know when you're saying, if I was to ask you today, what are your eating habits like? For those who will say they are not good, so what can you do about it now?
Yes.
For those who think they're eating well, for those who know they're eating well, then are you sure that how you're balancing your meals is how they're supposed to be? Maybe it would be time for you to read a little bit more, find a nutritionist, a dietitian, a health coach, someone to guide you, to be able to let you know where are you at now and what can you do to be better tomorrow, and for you to be able to know exactly where you are and what you're doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Even before we get back to where we were, of course we were talking about boosting our immune system. That is where pali tulikuwa tumefika. If you missed out on that, you can check out on part 1. It's right before this video. Check it out and you can learn more hadi pali tumefika. you've talked about being intentional. This is just taking you back, being intentional about what you eat. And I think, speaking about that, you've based it with your own personal life, how you always how you're intentional about what you eat, and how you exercise, how you take care of your body, and probably you can speak a little bit about that. How intentional, let's just start with you personally. How intentional are you when it comes to choosing what to eat? Is it something that you do every meal, uko strict hivyo, ama kuna time unasemanga, it's Christmas, let's do something different? So how is it for you?
I think this can be divided into two parts, where we look at it as what is eating right, intentionally eating right, and intentionally taking part in physical activity. So let's start with eating right. Now, when we say we're eating right or intentionally eating right, when we look at, say, Joy, we're looking at what does Joy eat, when does Joy eat, how does she eat, in the sense that when I sit down to have a meal, it is intentional that I am having the meal at that time. That means you need to have set times when you're supposed to eat, because life does get in the way. We have work, we have obligations, things happen. But if you have a set time when you know I have my breakfast at 8 a.m. So irrespective of how early your day started or how late your day began, you will make a point of ensuring that at 8 a.m., if that is the time when I set to have my breakfast, I will have my breakfast at that time. And that goes for your 10 o'clock snack, your lunch, your dinner, everything you must be organized and planned. For you to be able to be intentional about what you're eating, you must have organized and planned yourself.
Okay.
And set specific times for when you need to do these things. So that is the when are you eating.
All right.
So when are you eating? Now, on that specific part of it, as all of us, depending on who is in charge of your meals and how you're having your meals, you need to do something known as meal planning.
Okay, please.
Meal planning. Meal planning basically includes, you could have a weekly meal plan, in the sense that you have, say on Monday, breakfast, this is what I'm going to eat. At lunchtime, this is what I'm going to eat. Dinner, this is what I'm going to eat. That, if you have a plan that looks like that from Monday to Friday, then it will enable you on Saturday or on Sunday to be able to do meal preparation. Because for those who work, for those who wake up in the morning and you go to work, and for anyone at all, the first excuse or the first reason I get is, but I work.
Niko busy.
I have things I need to do. I have to get to work at the right time. I have to, I have to do this. I have to do that. But that shouldn't be a reason for you not to eat healthy or for you not to live a wholesome life. Yes.
Wow.
You should do this in spite of what you do. So meal planning, meal preparation. If you meal plan, then you'll be able to do meal preparation. Now, meal preparation, that means if you have said that on Tuesday I will have beef for lunch or for dinner, then that means on Sunday, when you're doing your meal preparation, you will boil your meat. So that come Tuesday, all you're doing is just taking and frying it, or what you need to do. So, and that goes to also buying the foods that you need. Because if you don't prepare for the meals that you want to have, you'll find that you have left work late, or your day has run, your schedule has gone just a bit over time, and because of that, you look, so what can I easily have? Indomie. Or
of course, Indomie,
the person who has mtu wa chipo amefungua, that's what I'm going to have. Or let me go through the supermarket, Boas here, So without meal planning, you will not be able to do your meal preparation. Without meal preparation, then you can rest assured your meals will not be healthy.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that is what you eat and
right.
when you eat.
Okay, let's go back to what you eat. You've talked about being intentional about the times of when you need to eat. Like if I'm having breakfast now, due to our work schedules, unakuta I'm not able to have breakfast at a specific time every day. And then sometimes I like today, for me to be here in the studio, I have to leave home at around 6:50. So I do a very fast drive to the office. So that means if I had breakfast at home, it was between 5:30 and 6, or 5:30 and that's 6:50. And kachai karaka and aka bread and I'm off. So when I get to the office, so unakuta I'm not able to have a specific time, and I'm sure this speaks in for most people. Or we have this habit of umetoka home, you've had your breakfast at the right time, you come in and you get to the office and there is someone who came in hakuwa may have breakfast. So at 10ish 11ish there they're thinking, ai wacha niitishe kachai. So when the lady stops by, you're like, hata mimi nilete. That was not in your plan. So my question to this goes to how important is having this intentional meal times to your body. How important is it to your body?
The meal times are very important because first of all, let me answer the part where you asked now what will happen if I have to leave I leave the house very early and I can't now the truth is, all of us, our jobs, especially whatever it is we do, we have a schedule that we work with. So on a day when our day starts at 8 a.m., then we probably had our breakfast at 7 a.m.
Yes.
On the day when our day starts at 9 a.m., you probably had your breakfast at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
So at no point are you working without a planned schedule. When you sleep at night, you know what time your day is going to begin. So if you can start by having the template. What time does my day normally start? If you go to work, that means you leave the house at a specific time. Then you're going to have a set time for breakfast.
Yes.
Now that is going to be template number 1. Now every other day that doesn't work, like the template day, then you work to make sure that you create timelines or specific times for these meals that you're supposed to have. Because nothing happens haphazardly. Most of the time, we have planned our days.
Yes.
Even when you're going to have a busy day, like today, you knew you're going to be here early.
Yeah.
So you knew that yesterday when you were going to bed, you knew this.
Yeah.
So it is very possible for you yesterday evening to tell yourself, since I'm leaving the house at 6:50, maybe I could leave an extra 5 minutes early, get to the office, and set up, then have my 10 minutes to sit down and have my meal. And by just by the fact that you have set that in your mind, you will make sure, if you have set the time as 8, then you'll make sure that every other thing falls in line with how your day is going.
Okay.
At that 10 a.m. when your workmate is ordering for a cup of tea and something to have, now how I work as a health coach, I custom your meals, your meal plan and your meal times to your day. Everything is individualized because again, nobody is the same as the next. Yes. No person, even if we were to build a diet for you and your workmate whose working timelines are the same, your bodies are not the same.
True.
So all these things are individualized. So the aim here is to ensure that as you do these things, you're able to plan for you.
Okay.
And as you're being intentional, you will create a certain level of discipline. Because if you have your breakfast at 8 and you know your next meal or your next snack, your 10 o'clock snack is at 11, even if your workmate seated right next to you orders a cup of tea and samosa, then you'll tell yourself, I will wait for 10 for my hour for me to be able to have this meal. So
that takes
discipline. It takes discipline and it takes knowing what you're doing.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. So how important is this
Now-
to your body?
The importance of planning your meals and having specific meal times is, let's just look at every individual. Anyone listening, even let's just look at you.
Yeah.
Anytime, say you miss your lunch, but it gets to 4 p.m. and you're really, really hungry. You're ready to eat. Now, you will sit down, order your food or serve your food. And the truth is, the amount of food you will consume,
Itakuwa mingi.
you'll just tell yourself, Ata, I didn't even have my lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Or I won't even have
Ata,
dinner.
after this.
Exactly. I won't eat
Yeah.
after this. So let me just have a big meal now.
One time.
Just one time, I take care of
Me
both
com- me
lunch and
compensate.
dinner. I compensate the lunch I didn't have. I eat for the hunger I'm feeling now.
Yeah.
And I eat. I'm not having dinner, so
Yes.
this
So
should
hii
do.
ni one time eat.
One time. But the truth is, our bodies don't work like that.
Okay.
Our bodies do not recognize this.
Hii ni lunch
This,
na supper
this is
pamoja.
not. No. That is not how it works. So, by planning your meals, you're able to first of all be able to control your portions. And
Control
the only
your
way
portions.
to control your
Okay.
and the only way
Okay.
for you to control your portions is if you have all your meals. Because if you skip a meal, then you're tempted to have a bigger meal during the next sitting that you have.
Yes.
And by having a bigger, and also when you stay for a long period of time without eating, say you constantly have different timings, like I'll have food here and probably not have the next one, but the next one when I eat, I'm going to compensate for the previous one. When you constantly eat like that, your body, it adjusts to this system. So when you get to a point where you normally have lunch and now suddenly we are not having lunch anymore. So what does your body translate that as? It translates it as we are in starvation.
Yeah.
We need to store. We need to keep.
Okay.
So that's why you find I don't even eat lunch, but I'm packing so much weight. I only have 2 meals a day, but it's
Yes.
because every time you do sit down to eat, when you take in the food, your body is storing most of it.
That is now body weight.
That is
comes
it
in because now your
directly
body
translates.
is storing the food that you're eating
Exactly.
to compensate for that time you stopped. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Alright.
don't skip your meals and have your meals at the right time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It is. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. All right. So let's get to our immune system. So what meals? What foods? What should we eat to help boost our immune system? And I'm saying this from what happened last year. When COVID came in, mara ya kwanza, we were told it is a respiratory disease. And so you need to make sure that your respiratory system is working good. So sisi wote tukakimbia sokoni, tukachukua ndimu zote, tukachukua garlic yote, na tukachukua hata ginger. And all we did every day was boiling them, crushing them, taking them on a daily basis. And to us, we boosted our immune system. But I'm sure that was not the way to go, because like you said, our bodies are different. It may work for me, it may not work for someone else. So are there specific meals we need to eat to help boost our immune system that works for all
Of
bodies?
us.
Yes.
So probably you can start by looking at, when you think back to any time you have had a cold, even before the whole COVID thing.
Kandimu to
Exactly. That is
Chap
what dawa. You go to
no, for
a
me
restaurant.
kwetu ni gishagi, so ni
Oh,
kandimu nakachemsha na maji hapo,
Exactly.
unaweka
So,
asali,
asali and some ginger.
inaponesha mpaka hiyo homa next.
Exactly. Now that is what we propel towards. And
Wow.
the simple reason towards this is, or the reasoning behind it, now from my professional point
Yeah.
of view is, now citrus fruits, we're looking lemon, orange,
Oranges.
tangerine,
Yeah.
lime, grapefruit.
Mm.
These are fruits that are very high in vitamin C.
Uh-huh.
And it is a known fact. If I asked anyone what fruit would you have for vitamin C,
Actually, that is
an
what
orange, a lemon, you know.
yeah, every day when I wake up in the morning, ama whatever time I wake up, nafinyanga ka lemon kwa maji, then I take that to start my day as a form of kuongeza
Vitamin C.
Okay.
Now, vitamin C, the essence, the reason why people do this, probably you don't know why, but the reason is vitamin C increases the production of white blood cells, which are known for fighting of infections. That is why when you get a cold,
all infections.
The infections that we are looking at when you're having a cold, you know.
Okay.
So that is what
Okay.
you're.
Okay,
That's what we're propelling towards. You production of white blood cells, which enable your body to fight infection.
Yeah.
And yes, it's not just the flu. Any infection in the blood,
Okay.
because white blood cells are
Yes.
are a blood composition.
Yes.
So yeah. So that is the essence. That is why you propel towards your lemon and that is why they work. They don't work because that is what wahenga walisema no.
Okay.
So that
Actually,
is
nilikuwa najiuliza juzi hii kitu tulitoa wapi. So apparently
Yes.
my mom alikuwa anafanya hivyo, then my shosho alikuwa anafanya hivyo, then so I thought it is generational.
No, it
Okay,
is.
then-
It increases production
Okay.
of white blood cells, which help in the fighting of infection. That is the essence of the lemon, the lime, the
Oranges.
tangerine, the orange, and
The mandarin.
a grapefruit. Yes,
Okay.
yes, they're high in vitamin C, and rightfully, they boost the immune system.
Okay.
In that sense, that the white blood cells fighting of infection. So yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So you are
so
right.
we are doing a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Okay, like
It
you
is a
said,
good thing.
Whatever you have been doing, keep doing it. Wow,
So-
okay.
We could probably also look at ginger. Yeah. So now ginger decreases inflammation in our bodies.
ginger decreases inflammation in our body.
Yes, that's why when you have a sore throat, you'll take lemon with ginger.
To the mic.
Lemon with ginger in your water. Yeah. And the essence is it decreases inflammation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's sore throat. It decreases inflammation. That means you get relief from the sore throat. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
These are important tips, and I know watu sasa kesho sokoni tafadhali muende hizo ndimu tena venye tulifanya you see, like I said, these things we have a tendency of going for them wakati ule.
Yeah, well.
And then now when sasa actually it's funny because wakati ile namba pale za unajua Mutahikago alikuwa anakujaga kila siku jioni anaongea. Ile siku aliacha kukuja na sisi tukaacha kwenda sokoni. And then we go back to right where we were. We go back to the same struggles, and then our bodies begin to get affected because the thing is COVID haijaisha, but now we are seeing a high number of people who are going through it. Of course, we are not talking about COVID-19. We are talking about the whole body being able to fight all this infection. And I'm glad you say that because sijawahi elewa, and thank you for saying that. I've never understood how lemon is connected to my body, but now learning that I'm able to now do it every day intentionally, knowing that this is what I am doing to my body. Thank you for that.
Probably another fruit you can have on top of your citrus fruits is pawpaw. And
Pawpaw.
right now, as we speak, it is pawpaw season. So there's pawpaws in your market. They're in plenty and they are affordable. So pawpaw.
I personally don't like it.
And now that's
If
the
it is
essence.
if it is blended,
Then you can have it.
Yeah, haraka.
And you can have a way.
Ile ingine
Hiyo ya kutoa na kukula.
kuna tumbegu tunakuanga hapa
Nimeambiwa ni chakula ya watoto.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But you see, there's a reason why we give these things to our children. There's a reason.
Okay.
And the reason is these things, they are of essence. And you know how people raise children, it's generational. What your mother did and what your grandmother did
yeah.
and what your grandmother was taught by their mother or what they saw in society. And it's not by mistake that these things are done. They're done because there is a scientific correlation between what you do and what the effect that it has with you. So I was saying that pawpaw is also very high in vitamin C. I mean, you can achieve your daily recommended allowance by having half a popo. Your vitamin C allowance, you will hit it by having half a popo effortlessly. And vitamin C and a number of other micronutrients are nutrients that need constant daily replenish. Your body does not store them.
Okay.
It's not like your protein and your carbohydrates. No. There are certain micronutrients, starting with the vitamin C. You daily need to replenish.
Okay.
You need to replenish. So
Your body
yeah.
does not store them.
It does not store them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kukula kila siku sio mbaya.
It's not bad.
It is
It's
okay.
it's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
have your popo, and that will hit your vitamin
right.
C daily requirement. Just half of it. Probably another thing we can look at is spinach. And just to go through the fruits and the vegetables, so that when I give you the fruits, I've given you a number of fruits, and now vegetables, you need to have something and to understand how it helps you with your immunity, because we're looking at bettering our bodies for
Yes.
tomorrow, for the next day, a year, 5 years, and
Yes.
being our best selves, and just being able to live and live well through. So
And have life and have it
in
full,
abundance.
like Jesus
Yes.
gave it to us.
yes,
Wow,
now
amazing.
spinach is also very high in vitamin C and beta carotenes. Now let's just stick
Now-
to vitamin C.
Now, for the spinach, being a vegetable, you said earlier that the way it is prepared is key to
To getting the nutrients that you require.
wow.
Yes. So for you to be able
spinach, your spinach too. Now, I'll just give an example with my wife. This is what she does after a workout every morning. She comes back to the house and achuna the new to spinach. Zile ziko soft. She blends them with lemon and drinks it. Is that healthy? Ama hiyo ni kutesa mwili?
Hapana, it's
Sababu
healthy.
mimi, hiyo siwezi.
There's a reason why she's actually doing that.
So that
So-
having that concoction,
Yeah,
we call it
it's a
hiyo ni
smoothie.
kali. So
It's a
that one I'm not-
smoothie.
I can have the popo
You can try and have
to
the popo.
substitute the
The-
mimi anakunywa. It's a green thing. Ai, mimi ilikataa kuteremka. Nilikunywa siku moja I just
You felt like you can't.
no. So that's why I substitute with something sweeter like an orange. So okay, let's go back to spinach. So now for spinach, again it goes back to the preparation.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the vitamin. We're looking at the vitamin C that we get from it, but we don't only get vitamin C. We get vitamin C, beta carotene, and it also acts as an antioxidant. Now, we will focus on the fact that it has vitamin C.
Yes.
And this vitamin C, it increases the infection fighting ability of your immune system.
Okay.
Yes. So get your spinach, prepare it correctly.
Me, I'm just
So when you're having it as a meal,
I'm having the lemon, please.
as a meal,
The
when you're
lemon. Na kachungwa, mimi just give me the sweet ones. So wapatie.
okay. So,
Yeah,
but anyway, when
yeah,
you're
I
having
get
it
it, I get
as
it.
a
As a
meal,
meal,
like say
yeah.
with your rice or your however you choose to have it,
Yeah.
when you're having it that way, first of all, prepare it the right way, and second, in the right amount. By doing this, just by having it, then we're looking at you boosting the disease fighting, infection fighting ability of your immune system.
Wow.
So that is key as well in immune boosting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been taking the concoction, or you are like me, you take the lemonade every morning when you wake up, vitamin C is important. It helps boost your immune system, and that way you are able to fight. Your body is able to fight against infection, all kind of infection. Amazing. That's important to learn. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching and listening to the Spice Show, and today we are all about nutrition, because we want to make sure that you are well. Even in this life we're living, that you have one life to live and one body, and you want to make sure that your body is healthy to carry you through your life, and so that you may have that life and have that life in abundance, just like you should have. That's just like you deserve to have. All right. So let's go to another. We've talked about boosting our immune system. Now, something I've noticed in the recent times, we have so many of us, and our age mates, we have so many people who are dying young. The older generation bado wana fight through. We have people like my landlord is 90. He still stands on his 2 feet. He drives his car. He's good. Anatembea, anajenga. He does all those things. He's very strong and healthy. And all this, for me, I've had conversations with him a lot. And for him, he is all about, mimi kwa kukula, mimi sichezagi na chakula. Kuna vitu nyinyi mnakula vijana, mimi sikulagi. And it brings me to a point where I'm thinking, because like for my grandmother, my great-grandmother who died recently, has seen like all of us. Some of my cousins have kids, she's seen them. Some of their kids have kids, she's seen them. Ameitwa mpaka sasa tukakosa jina. And all this, I'm sure it's because of foods, what she ate. So what meals, what foods do you think we should eat to prolong our lives? Because of course, pia kuna it's also a blessing from God. Yeah.
So probably what I'd say is the difference between the older generation and us is our lifestyle. In the sense that, look at them. When we look at how active they were, it doesn't come anything close to what you are doing now.
Yeah, true.
Now another thing is your foods. Right now, if I asked most people when they look back at their week, they can tell me that they had fast food or a meal that is not, we're not looking at a starch, vegetable, protein combination. And that is something that is rapidly, we're very quick to adapt some of the ways of, like some of the things that are coming in that make, and also that make, they tend to make, because of the lifestyles that we are living, they tend to make our, they make our lives easier in the sense that they are quicker, they are faster, they are easier to get and make. So that is the difference. We tend to go for quick, fast meals. They didn't have that option. They always prepared their meals. Now, some of the things that we can have to prolong our lives, or let me say, to have better quality life, is to have fruits and vegetables. Because when you think about it, even you right now, when you look back at your week, how much vegetable did you have? How many fruits did you have? I can tell you now, the daily recommended allowance.
I've had a lot of banana.
You just take and have. So your recommended daily allowance for fruits and vegetables is 5 servings a day. I'm looking at lunch, you have your vegetables. Dinner, you have your vegetables. We're looking at 3 fruits in a day. It doesn't have to be anything exotic. I'm just talking bananas. Everything, whatever you're seeing in the market right now, that is what I am asking you to have. A banana, a mango, and whatever fruit is in season. Like right now, I know there's pawpaws in the market. Have them when they're in season because they're affordable now. And there's no reason why you shouldn't have one, because there are times when bananas are as cheap or as affordable as 5 shillings. So it's something that is doable. Have your fruits, have your vegetables, have them in the right amounts, and prepare them correctly.
Wow. All right.
So probably something else I could add on the vegetables is there's a way we prepare vegetables. We put milk in certain veg, especially mboga za kienyeji. Our traditional vegetables.
Okay, I'm not going to say what I wanted to say.
For those who do.
Yes,
For those who
yes.
do put.
At one point, something I saw milk in my vegetables. Nazika yes, so
So this those that do. Now, by putting milk in our vegetables, it actually reduces the absorbability of certain nutrients. I mean, milk has calcium. What we are getting from our vegetables is iron. So when you put milk in the
you put
vegetables,
calcium into iron.
the
Yeah,
calcium binds the iron, and you do not get the iron that you need to get in the vegetables.
so it is not good to put milk in vegetables.
No,
All
it's
right.
not advisable.
Ooh. Special message.
It is not advisable.
Yes.
But
Kuna ba.
you could have that. You could have your
You
milk.
can drink your milk and then eat.
Yeah, you can drink your milk and then have your vegetables. Or you can tell yourself that, okay, so I'm forfeiting the iron that I was going to consume in this burger, but I will have, say, liver, or something else, or focus on. There's again, this is your life, this is your meal, this is you. You're going to try and ensure that whatever plan you're making, whatever food choices you're choosing to have, are suitable for you,
Yes.
and they are working for you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we have people with allergies. And I feel this is very important for us to talk about, because we have so many people who have allergies, especially children. Unakuta mtoi akikula mayai anaanza kutoka some very itchy tunazita tobudo huku kwa in our community, as we have seen, is the voice of our community. Now we normally tend to substitute that for kama akikula mayai nampatia si basi akule this instead. Is it right to do that? Ama okay, for just general allergies. First of all, allergies zinakujanga juu ya kukula nini sana. Hebu kwanza tuanzie hapo before we get what we need to do.
Now, different people have different allergies and different reactions to different foods. So there's no one size fits all.
Yes.
There are those who you will have 5 eggs and you're fine.
Yes,
There's someone else who is going to have 2 eggs and they get the rashes.
or even
Or even just, there are those who even just one.
taste.
Even just one,
Wow.
they have a problem. So allergies are person specific and they vary from person to person. So
Okay.
there's no one size fits all. But for anyone who cannot have certain foods, it's good to research, read about what it is that you get from the food that you're allergic to, and find a substitution.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's okay to.
it is okay to substitute.
All right.
Yeah.
So if let's say meat affects me, and affect sana, I can do beans.
Yes, you can do beans, or maybe you're affected by red
beans
meat.
zinani affect sana. Zinanikumbusha-
Have a different type of beans.
zinanikumbusha sana pahali nilitoka, so na prefer kula nyama instead. All right. Yeah, I think it's important for us to know that hizi ni maswali. By the way, all these questions I'm asking, these are questions you're going to ask ukimkuta pale hivyo kwa kazi yake. Wakati daktari akwambia go to that office, then you will ask those questions na zitakuwa kwa bill yako. So furahia saizi ninakuulizia hizi maswali. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Spice Show. We are almost we are heading towards the end of the show, and I have just a few more questions to go. Now, in my research, I found out that there are fruits. We're now into fruits. There are fruits you're not supposed to have in the morning because your body cannot digest. There are different types of fruits, none common. So what are first of all, let's start with we've talked about the benefit of having the fruits, what they bring to our bodies. So how are we supposed to have these fruits? Because like for example, naweza kula kitu kama we normally take apples. Naweza kula apple asubuhi and I'm not supposed to actually have it in the morning. My body is not ready to digest the apple in the morning. inaweza digest afternoon? Like how are we as we talked about vegetables and how to prepare them, now when it comes to the intake of fruits, how are we what portions are we supposed to have and how are we supposed to do it?
Now, with fruits, there's a lot that is being said about fruits, what they are, when to have them, when not to have them. Now, let me say this from let me say this as Joy, the health coach.
Yeah.
First, fruits do not make you fat. There's no fruit that you're going to have that you've eaten and then these ones are not good because they're high in sugar and no. Number one. Your fruits, unless you're having an entire lorry of fruit.
Even avocados.
As long as you're having an entire lorry, then we have a problem. But if you're having one avocado, one mango, we're not going to start counting your calories on your fruits.
Okay.
No, that is not what you're supposed to be watching. If you're watching your weight, please look
Eat
at
all
your
the
starch.
fruits.
Yeah, look at your starch. Look at other areas. Leave your fruits alone.
Okay.
They are fine.
Okay.
Number two, your body is designed. Your stomach is designed for digestion. So when we say certain foods will not be digested at a specific time, what is to tell that at that time your body cannot digest it?
Let's say, for example, if I wake up in the morning, fasting in the morning, and I have coconut, will that?
Now, ordinarily, because of how we are as human beings, you will not propel towards a coconut.
Inaweza
Ordinarily.
ilikuja iletwa na best yangu kutoka Mombasa juzi na naona hii kitu inaweza haribikia hapa,
acha nikate. Now, how we are, we do not propel towards certain things. But even so, when you do propel towards them, your body is very well able to take care of anything you ingest. The only thing I probably
that is a misconception.
It is in all my reading, in all my studying, I have never come across anything that looks like your body is not able to digest something at a specific time.
Okay.
The only thing that can be said about time and consumption is your late night meals. Those are the things that digestion you have a problem with that, and it's not that your body will not digest it. It is just that it will be a prolonged digestion. Say of beef.
Yeah.
When you eat your beef at night, and I mean at night, maybe you're having it at 9 and you're sleeping at 10, then your body will take a longer period of time to break it down.
Okay.
But not that it is unable to. And anything your body is not able to break down, you will pass. You will pass. So yeah. So probably what I can say about fruits and when to consume them, have your fruits not with your meals. You have them 30 minutes before your meal or 30 minutes after your meal.
Okay.
Yes. That is when to have your fruits. 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after.
All right. Can I have fruits as a snack? Like anywhere, zile zenye ziko unplanned, ile tu nimepita hapa chini nikaona hii ndizi inaniita.
Inakaa vizuri. You can have your
then I go somewhere else nakutana na apple nasikia na hii apple inanijuaje jina. So I can have it. It's a healthy snack.
Yes. I think for starters we can start with, if you must have something that is not within your planned meal, then have a fruit.
Have a fruit.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Amazing. I think we're having a good conversation. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned. I am having in the studio Joy Khaoya. Khaoya. And we are talking about nutrition. We are all about nutrition today because it is important for us to know how to take care of our bodies, especially when it comes to what we eat. As you can see right there, we are all 80% of what we eat. All of us. And so it is important if you are all of you, the whole of you is 80% of what you eat, then it is important for you to consider what you are eating so that you may have this life that God has given us and have it abundantly, have it in full. And going on with the conversation, this is now the intake of water. Kumekuwa na a lot of mkanganyano hapo. Huyu anasema have 8 glasses of water a day. Mwingine anasema have 5. And then for us, we normally don't have that. You only think when you're having water, na hii ni angapi? So you probably even had 1 or 2. How important is water in our bodies? Ama the intake of water into our bodies?
Water is very, very important in your body, in the sense that first of all, hydration. When you only drink water because you're thirsty, then you have pushed your body to the point where it is feeling dry, so you want to take the water.
Wow.
Again, like we said at the beginning, it is very good to be very, very intentional about what you eat and everything that surrounds the foods that you take in. So in the same way, plan to take your water. Have a bottle that you walk with that has water, and tell yourself, set a target. If, for example, you're a person who does not ordinarily take water, set a target and say, okay, so I will start with making sure that I finish this 1 bottle of 500 ml water in a day. You know, set targets, aim to beat them, and strive towards the 8 glasses, which technically is 2 liters of water. Now, with that, your aim is to have 8 glasses of water, which translates to 2 liters of water in a day. The thing probably we who know have a problem with that statement is these 2 liters of water do not account for the tea that you took, you know, the cups of tea that you've taken.
There's no way I can substitute.
It is not just water. It is also the tea. It's fluids.
Okay.
Have 2 liters.
Wangesema hivyo hata tungekuwa tumemaliza hii story.
So 2 liters of fluid in a day.
Yeah.
So how you have it, you know, it's basically up to you. But aim for starters, start with at least 4 glasses of water, because I know you're going to have a cup of tea somewhere.
A lot
cup
of tea.
Exactly.
We are going to have a lot of tea. Yes.
So yeah. So start with aiming for. Start with the list. Start with a bottle of 500 ml of water. Try and make sure you finish that and move from there. And also, it is for you to judge when you have enough.
It's for you to judge.
It is for you to judge, because there are times you feel like you cannot have, you don't want the water, not because it doesn't taste nice or what, but you feel like you're okay.
Yeah.
So, and then also when you're planning to have a day outside of the house or the office where there's no toilet, you cannot keep drinking water, because where will you go? So that is what I'd advise when it comes to water.
All right.
Yeah.
2 liters of water a day. Now, that reminds me of a competition we had about 22 years ago. This I will never forget. So this guy comes in Kiwa Shule Primary School. Like I told you, last weekend we had a reunion. So tulikuwa kumbushana zile vitu tulikuwa tunafanyanga primo. And one person reminded me of this moment where someone dared, alikuja na chupa ya 2 liters, akasema sasa ule mtu atamaliza hii maji. Siku hiyo ilikuwa tumeishiwa na pocket money. Akasema hii 200 itakuwa yako. So the first person went in, ikakata. The second person, sasa mimi ndio nilikuwa wa mwisho, and I petitioned the whole thing into my body, nikapata hiyo tu. So and I think that day I did a good 2 liters of water at once. So by the way, this 2 liters of water is not supposed to be taken at once. So hiyo siku niliharibu mwili.
Hukuharibu mwili, your body took what it wanted, and then the rest passed. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, today we are all about nutrition, and it is important for you to be careful and be intentional about what you eat, because you are 80% of what you eat. As we wind up, Joy, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. As in, wewe ndio umekuwa co-host wa hii show tangu nilipoanza, and it's amazing. It's so nice to be able to do this differently normally hii masaa nakuanga tu niko peke yangu hapa. As you can see, no one has arrived. Mshahara iko karibu kufika, ndio unaona hawakuji sahi. And thank you so much for all this information you shared with us, and I believe it is important, first of all, for me to know, and that's why I have this video on YouTube. You can actually check this out on my YouTube channel. Go to Uncle Mike the Baker channel, like, subscribe, watch the video, repeat it, share with your friends, let them know it is important for you to be healthy. Don't wait until you are sick and uko pale umeambiwa you now have 6 weeks to live for you to start eating right. Do it now when you're still healthy, when you can still walk, run, do everything right now when your body is functioning in full. Eat healthy, exercise, as we talked about last week on fitness. This whole month has been all about wellness. Do everything right now. Then you'll be able to live a long, fulfilling, as you have said, quality life. As we wind up, anything else that we haven't talked about that you feel is important for us to know?
Probably we have gone through most of the basics. The only thing I'd like to let everyone know is that every day that you live, every meal that you have, every decision that you make in your daily life concerning your food and your physical activity, there's something known as a health continuum. There's a midpoint, and towards the right, we go towards the green side. It goes from light green to a very dark green, and towards the left side, we start with a light, probably say pinkish color, towards the red side. Now, every single day, every day that starts, you are in this midpoint.
Yeah.
So it is up to you to decide what side are you propelling towards. So it's very important for you to know that as you take that breakfast of yours, as you have your lunch, as you have your tea at 10, that snack at 4, your dinner, anything you have after that, you're making a conscious decision towards what side of the health continuum you're going towards. Are you striving to be healthy? Are you building a healthy lifestyle? Or are you working to your detriment? So you make a conscious decision. So before you get to the point where you're regretting, why not check now? Find out now what is it that I can do to move towards this green side. What is it that I can change for myself to make sure that I am propelling towards the green side, so that you're looking at a healthy, wholesome life.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is all I could probably say to every individual who will come across this. What are you doing now to move towards a healthy lifestyle?
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think I have nothing more to add. Probably this conversation has to keep going. This is not a one-time conversation, because we still haven't talked about sugars, we still haven't talked about salt, there's so many things we still haven't talked about. The intake of fat, tunafaa kupika na mafuta gani mzuri. All these things are important things that we need to have conversations on, so that we may be able to live a very healthy, fulfilled, full life. And so we're going to have you again. I'm definitely going to have a sitting with you again, so that we can now dive into sasa zile additives to roiko hivi tunakuwa sawa to nini, is this right to do, is this not, and so that we can really be able to live a full life. As you said, even in having the vegetables, preparation is key. Kuna preparation ingine lazima ikuwe na roiko, hiyo iko sawa ama iko kasorobo. It's important to know all these things. And so I definitely look forward to having another conversation very soon, and talk about now moving forward from here. We are going to have another part to this. So we are not stopping here. We will continue with this conversation. And even as we bring this to an end, having said, thank you very much for being here. I think for me, I'm honored. First of all, that I know you. I don't know. I may not know you as a person, but I know someone else who is well related to you on another field. And it is important for me to, it's such an honor to have you I didn't know this before you came in. I didn't know that your parents are very close to me. But we know them in another aspect, which we shall talk about in another segment, because I'm still preparing to have them here so we can talk about that other segment of life. And because for me, my desire is that this show be a show that people can come to draw something in their life. If you want something spiritual, you can still come in here and get something spiritual. I have interviews with pastors, men of God who can feed us spiritually. If it comes to career choices, I have different people who are doing different careers who I've had on the show. And having you here and doing this, I feel it's very, very important in our lives today. So thank you very much for even taking your time. Umekuja na mvua, umenyeshewa, alafu jua imewaka, imetukuta hapa, stima zimeenda, zikarudi, zikatupata hapa, and thank you so much. This time means a lot to someone. There's someone who's watching this and they will actually aspire and desire to live a very healthy life from just watching this. So thank you very much. It's an honor.
Karibu. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And even to conclude, how can people reach you?
I have a work line, so probably...
Do you have like social media where people can actually like that page? Alafu wanaona tu tips umeandika kwa status.
So probably I haven't started that yet. I don't have a work portal for a social media platform for that.
You need to.
But
Actually, I'll say shame on you.
Something I'll
It is
work on
important
it.
in life. Let me now bring it. Yeah.
But I do have a phone number and an email that people can reach me on.
Okay.
So probably the number is 0759 807 521.
0759 807 521.
Yes. And
All right.
email joylasante@gmail.com.
Joy
Lasante.
Lasante at Gmail. All right. We will definitely forward all those questions. And in case you have any question, you have anything you'd love to know concerning this show, you can also write it right there on my YouTube. I'll definitely forward all those questions to her, and she'll be able to answer them when she comes back on the show next time. So thank you very much. It's been an honor to host the show with you. It's the Spice Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tukutane tena next Sunday. Next Sunday we're getting into the month of May, my birthday month. And so we are going to be talking more. Hiyo siku ikifika tutatafuta kitu ya kuongea siku hiyo. But right now I want to end this show with a song, just like we started off with a song that I have done. We want to end the show. I want to be very selfish today and play a song that I have still done. And this song is called Call to Me. And it's based on Jeremiah 33 verse 3. Thank you very much for being with me right here since nilipoingia. May God bless you. Your week is blessed as you go through your week, as you do your business, as you travel, whatever it is you're planning to do this week, I declare it shall prosper in Jesus' name. And as the Bible says in the book of Psalms 138 verse 8, it says that the Lord has made perfect all that concerns me. Indeed, may he perfect all that concerns you in Jesus' name. See you next Sunday, same time, same place. God bless you.
You wake up every day the same, your life seems empty. Feels like you're going insane, for nothing is working. Spend all your days searching, but nothing is satisfying. You're crying out, and this is what God says. Call to me, and I will answer you. Call to me, and I will show you great and mighty things. Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things no one has ever seen.